Hi there, this is Seth, and welcome to Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Saturday, August 5th, 2023, and tonight I'll be talking about WWE SummerSlam, but I'm not alone. Joining me for this review is none other than Michael 101591.
How you doing?
All right, Mike, we have a lot to talk about tonight, because tonight's show, a lot happened.
A lot did happen.
Yes, definitely. But let's kick things off talking about this tribal combat match. Is for the WWE Undisputed title. It was Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. And I don't think it was any surprise as to who was going to win this match. I think it was a matter of how he was going to win this match. Let's talk about this finish. So, Jey pretty much had Roman won. Like, he had taken care of Solo with a splash to the announce table.
Mm-hmm.
He put, then he speared Roman and hit him with the splash, and it looked like he was going to win. Then out of nowhere, a person dressed in black in a hoodie comes out and pulled Jey from Roman, and we're all wondering, like, who the hell is this person? Like, who? And then when he takes off that hood, and it's revealed to be like Jimmy Uso, I think everyone's jaw dropped. I know mine did. What about yours?
No, I kind of knew it was Jimmy Uso.
Yeah.
I kind of knew it.
Fair enough. And then, like, he super kicked him. Like, after a while, it looked like it took him a while, and he super kicked him, and then he threw him back in the ring, and this allowed Roman Reigns to pick up the victory with the spear through the table. So the fact that Roman Reigns looked perplexed, he kind of looked like, what the fuck? Kind of tells me that Jimmy did this on his own. He didn't align himself back with Roman. And I feel like this would be a good thing, because then you can do brother versus brother at Payback. And you can get Jimmy and Jey away from the bloodline. And then you could have Roman move on with his next feud. And then eventually start the slow build between Roman and Solo Sikoa, which was teased during this match as well. So what are your thoughts on Jimmy turning on Jey and potentially WWE doing a Jimmy versus Jey match at Payback?
I think it was just ridiculous. Like, why is Jimmy, coming and siding with Roman Reigns when, Jimmy went out on injury, and now he's, back, and he's siding with Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman again. I'm like, where is this going?
That is, good point. But I don't know. I mean, then again, who knows? Maybe Roman could have made Jimmy do that, but again, we don't know. We'll find out, I guess, on SmackDown when Jimmy gives us his explanation.
I hope there's an explanation for that.
But true that. I mean, we didn't get it. We still don't know why Brock Lesnar attacked Cody Rhodes.
And I say that because of Cody and Lesnar.
Yeah. So overall, I didn't think this was a bad match. I honestly didn't think. I thought it was a pretty decent match. I knew it was going to main event.
Well,
however,
I tend to disagree. I found the match very boring. It was slow pace. The crowd didn't seem really into it.
That's because they were probably dead.
And you could tell by when you watched the match, even Michael Cole and Corey Graves sounded like they were out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't even care about what was going on.
I feel like they could have done so much more with this. This was a tribal combat match. How cool would it have been to get members of the Ananoe family to make cameo appearances in this? You could have gotten Rikishi, the Wild Samoans. If by some miracle, since Hollywood's on strike, maybe Dwayne Johnson would have made a cameo.
And I was looking forward to seeing maybe The Rock, Dwayne Johnson come there, or also Rikishi.
Yeah. So I guess because of the title tribal combat, I wanted to see more of the Ananoe family, but that didn't happen. One aspect that I did like was Paul Heyman. He was practically begging Jey Uso not to hurt Roman. He was
No,
saying, "He
please.
loves you. He loves you. He's family." But then he had no problem with Roman beating up Jey.
Oh, of course. It's always hilarious when Paul Heyman is pleading.
Yeah. But I can understand why you thought it was slow pace and stuff like that. It did have its moments where it kind of felt,
Yeah, and to be honest, I drank this coffee, this Starbucks Frappuccino, to get through the match because watching it, I was just ready to pass out.
oh well, damn. For me, it was only like 9.
My cat's tail.
Oh, it's okay. My dogs
Yeah,
bark all the time.
yeah. It is 1:33 out here on the East Coast.
Are you got any last comments to say about the tribal combat match before we move on?
I just thought that it could have been a lot better. I mean, there's kind of like a no disqualification match where everything goes,
Mm-hmm.
because they were using uh, tables and they were using chairs. I just expected a little more out of that.
Yeah. I totally understand. Like I said, they had the opportunity to get cameos from the Ananoe family, and they did it.
And I thought, I gotta say, the parking lot brawl on Rampage on Friday was a much better match than this.
Okay, I haven't watched that. I got to go back and watch that. So before we get into the full show review, let's talk about something else that happened. We had the triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. It's Asuka versus Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair. I think both of us, as well as the entire WWE unit, or maybe most of the majority, did not want Charlotte Flair to win this match.
No, I raise my hand to that.
I was pulling for Asuka, but part of me was like, oh, Charlotte's so gonna win this.
Yeah, I don't want to see Charlotte win the title for a 15th time.
Now, it seemed like Bianca hurt her knee during this match.
Yes.
I think that was kayfabe because they let her come back.
She was pretty much selling it.
Yeah, she sold that. I really like the fact that Asuka sprayed Charlotte with the Miz. Now, the winner here is interesting. It's Bianca Belair. And the reason why it's because of what happened after. Iyo Sky cashing in her Money in the Bank. Bayley helped her. She took out Charlotte, took out Asuka. And it's very interesting because they were teasing that tension between Iyo Sky and Bayley. I kind of thought for a second maybe Bayley was going to accidentally cost Iyo Sky the title here,
And there's kind of tension between Bayley and Iyo Sky from what we saw on SmackDown, where Bayley ended up answering for Iyo.
Yeah, and not only that, I think it's very interesting that they allowed Iyo Sky to take the belt off Bianca, but not Asuka. So I thought that was a really interesting aspect of this whole match because I question why give the title to Bianca to have Iyo Sky take it off of her.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. But we did get some breaking news earlier. I don't know if you've heard, but SC Scoops reports that former NXT Women's Champion Kairi Sane will return to WWE after deciding to leave the company in 2021. PWI insiders Mike Johnson has reported that she has come to terms with returning to the company. So I think this brings me to the finish. I think maybe the reskin. I think the reason why they took the title off of Asuka is with Kairi Sane potentially coming back. Maybe they'll reunite the Kabuki Warriors.
I would think so.
So where do we go from here? You got Iyo Sky as champion, Kairi Sane potentially returning. Where do you think we go from here?
Well, I don't think, as what you said, maybe we get a reformation of the Kabuki Warriors possibility. Or maybe we might have Kairi Sane coming back and just having maybe a one-on-one match with Asuka. Or she could face Iyo for the Women's Championship.
Oh, I like that idea. Maybe like Iyo Sky kind of does like an open challenge type of thing. And then her secret opponent is Kairi Sane. Oh, I like that a lot. But because Asuka's a former champion and Bianca technically is a former champion now too, maybe we get a triple threat.
That's another possibility.
But then it's kind of like we already got a triple threat for this. Why would we get another triple threat for that? You know?
It's no in WWE. They could go that route.
Yeah. Don't put that evil out there though, Ricky Bobby. So I'm very curious to see what they do with the storyline, especially if Kairi Sane is coming back and she is indeed factored into these plans, you know? All right. So with that being said, let's start this review from the beginning. SummerSlam kicked off with Logan Paul versus Ricochet, and Logan Paul promised Ricochet he was going to make him go viral. This was actually a really good match. This was a great match to kick off SummerSlam. And you can say whatever you want about Logan Paul. Anybody can say anything they want about Logan Paul. But the homie knows how to deliver. This was a really great match. I mean, he paid homage to Hulk Hogan with that leg drop.
Which on commentary, I think they referred to it as the Logan drop.
Yeah, they did. I really like that double Spanish fly they did on the ground.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was one of the many spots in the match that I really liked.
Yeah, same. So like I can't complain about this match. This was a really good match. But of course, Logan Paul being a heel, some guy, I guess from his entourage, handed him brass knuckles. He gave Ricochet a right hand with those brass knuckles. And considering the next pay-per-view is Payback, it would not surprise me if they have a rematch.
Oh, you know that's coming. You know, yes. It's definitely coming.
And I like the fact that Corey Graves pointed out that Samantha Irving was wearing Logan Paul's colors instead of her fiance's.
Oh, yeah, I spotted that. She seemed really mad that Logan Paul won.
Yeah, she did. You know, another spot that I liked on here was that Hurricane Neckbreaker from the top rope that Ricochet did to Logan Paul.
Oh, I love that.
What was it when he did the let me see if I can find it. It was when he did the DDT, like the crossbody to tornado DDT.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really cool spot.
Yeah, a lot of good spots in this match. You know, I can't complain about this. This was a very good match.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any more comments on Logan Paul versus Ricochet before we move on to the next match?
Well, I'm not a Logan Paul guy. I'm not a fan of him, but he has really impressed me in the matches that he's had.
Yeah, same. That's what I say.
I just don't want WWE to just put a title on Logan Paul for like no reason, just for him to get, you know, star power, because, you know, we all, you know about, you know, Logan Paul and, you know, the controversy that's around him, which I'm surprised WWE, you know, is just letting him go out there and showcase himself.
Well, as Eric Bischoff once said, controversy creates cash. So, all right, next we get Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. I don't know about you, but this kind of felt like a standard Brock Lesnar match. You know, I feel like it started off really slow in a way, and it kind of picked up towards the end. You know, I felt like they kind of. I'm really glad it didn't go the John Cena route where Lesnar was hitting John Cena with all those F5s, and then like Cena just hits the A and wins. I'm really glad they didn't go that route. But I just felt like this was just your typical Lesnar match. And to come off a match like Logan Paul versus Ricochet, which was really fun. Yeah, you know.
Yes, this was your typical Brock Lesnar match. Same old formulaic suplex, F5 suplex.
Yeah.
I can't get into a Lesnar match anymore because it's the same moves. I miss the old Lesnar when, you know, back in 2002 when he debuted, you know, he moved more in the ring and actually knew how to do more moves than just a suplex F5.
Yeah. Logan Paul had his match, then went straight to watch his brother Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz in the boxing match. Wow, he was really busy tonight. Yeah, I heard about that. So it's no surprise Cody Rhodes was victorious here. You know, some people say this match didn't need a stipulation. Some people say it should have had a stipulation. You know, I guess it's what side of the coin you're on. What do you think? Should this match have a stipulation?
I think it should have had maybe do like a no DQ or do like we could have had like a steel cage match for this.
Yeah, that's true. We could have had a bunch of things, but we didn't. Did you notice those are shorts ripped?
Yes. I was thinking SpongeBob saying, "Oh, and I ripped
when he ripped
my
his pants. When Big Larry came to put him down, SpongeBob turned into a clown."
Same thing. What happened with Styles at the TLC pay-per-view from a few years ago?
I remember that. So the thing they did like that happened afterwards was he got in Cody Rhodes' face. He shook his hand, hugged him, and lifted his hand. So I guess Brock Lesnar's putting Cody Rhodes over.
Yeah.
Or does that mean, or you think that could mean that Brock Lesnar's on his way out?
Well, there was talks. I saw a report that said, "Oh, could this be Brock Lesnar retiring?"
Yeah.
After tonight.
Could be. So next we get the.
Or maybe.
Go ahead.
Or maybe if Lesnar will stick around, maybe this is a babyface turn for Lesnar.
Maybe. Let's get a wing see. Any final comments before we move on to the next match?
I just thought that, the match could have been, a little bit better, if it wasn't for like the slow pace in the beginning. And also, Lesnar could have done, like a few more moves instead of suplex F5,
Let me see. Sorry, off topic. Have you been watching the Becky Lynch news tonight? Being unhappy that she's not at SummerSlam. Triple H in a press conference, she took shots at her, saying, "You can go and make lemonade."
Yeah, well, I did see her post a picture about making lemonade, and just referencing that.
Yeah. So I know she was unhappy about that, but and we'll talk about that when we get to the Shayna Ronda match. But this pay-per-view went long as it is.
4 hours.
4 hours. So there's no way they could have added any more matches, but they could have taken out a match or put a show on the pre-show.
Yeah, this show did not need to be 4 hours. I have a feeling this is WWE going back to having their pay-per-views run long, with it ending after midnight here in the East Coast. I don't want that to keep happening.
Thank God it's a Saturday, though.
It's early Sunday morning here.
Oh, it's so Saturday. But thank God, because if this would have been on a Sunday, it would have been Monday morning where you're at. Did you see that interesting? She was at home making lemonade. She pulled. Yes. I did not see that. I gotta check that out.
I did.
Okay. Next we get the SummerSlam Battle Royal. And I don't know about you, but I thought this match belonged to one man and one man only. Say it with me. LA Knight. Yeah. This match was LA Knight's match. And I swear to God, if he did not win, I was going to get mad. I prayed to the wrestling gods, Moose and JBL. I prayed to them, saying to allow LA Knight to win this match. 6:45 a.m. in the UK. Holy shit. Wow. So, I'm not going to lie to you. When Almost came out, I was like, that's it. He's winning. He's winning this thing. I was like, there's no way. Like, he's going to win.
He came out of hibernation for this Battle Royal.
Mm-hmm. I did like the fact that everybody worked together to eliminate Almost. What about you?
Oh, I loved it. When they eliminated him, I'm like, yeah.
Same. That double skull crushing finale that they did, that Miz and Grayson Waller did to Chad Gable was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
My heart was pounding when Knight, was trying to eliminate Bronson Reed, because I was like, oh my God, he's gonna fall, he's gonna get eliminated.
Hey, you know what? I didn't know that. I wasn't expecting LA Knight to win this, because since he won last night on SmackDown, that if they win the match, that they're going to lose at the Premium Live event.
Yes. Yeah, I thought that too, honestly. I was worried that he wasn't going to win this. So, and it's interesting that he fought Sheamus last night on SmackDown, and Sheamus was the final one in here, and they did the belly to belly from the top rope, which is the move they botched out yesterday, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, and so LA Knight, won this match. But before we move on, a couple more things. So Fightful Select reports that the Battle Royal was done specifically as a vehicle for the Slim Jim partnership and LA Knight's involvement in it, which is ridiculous if you ask me, because they could have, instead of having this Battle Royal, you could have had LA Knight challenge Austin Theory, who, by the way, was in this match for the US title, but that didn't happen. Now, did it?
Exactly.
It didn't happen. And speaking of Sheamus, and I mentioned this in your comment that you did for the SmackDown review, Sheamus lost last night, and he lost here. And I wonder if it's some sort of punishment. I don't know if you were aware, but Sheamus did come out. I'm getting this off the Sportster, but the original interview was from the Daily Star. So in an interview with the Daily Star, Sheamus talked about how the talk coming out of such a stellar match was never capitalized on. And I quote, "I'm not upset about that at all, losing to Gunther at WWE Clash at the Castle. I thought it was great. It was just the type of character Sheamus is, all fists and elbows. I was upset about what I was upset about, and what really bothered me was the creative after that. I came out with that with so much organic momentum, and it was just wasted. It didn't go anywhere. It was dead, just like with WrestleMania." And there's more to it, but I'm just going to stop right there because I thought that was interesting. So I wonder if Sheamus losing last night and losing today, this is WWE's form of punishment. This came out 2 days ago. So it would not surprise me if WWE punished Sheamus for saying that on SmackDown and on this. What are your thoughts on Sheamus losing back to back?
I'm not surprised by the news because, Sheamus is, pretty mad about WWE Creative and where they want to take, him. So I don't blame him. Creative, at points is terrible.
Yeah, it is. And I don't blame him the least bit. The fact that he voices, it's not the first time he voices his frustration. Remember, I think it was like about a month ago, he voices frustrations about the booking of the Brawling Brutes. Mm-hmm. And what happened that day? Ridge Holland got a Samoan spike, and Sheamus got taken up by Solo Sikoa. So to me, it's not too much of a coincidence that Sheamus lost last night and lost here after this interview came out. Seems like they're punishing him for speaking out.
And it's good for him to speak out. Because all the other wrestlers, superstars, they don't want to speak up. Saying, "Oh, I'm not being booked right. I want you to do this, with me." But WWE is like, "No, we want to do it our way."
Yeah, which is why I'm worried about LA Knight. Yeah, because I feel like LA Knight's also getting punished, but getting punished in the opposite way. Like, LA Knight got himself over, which is not something you're supposed to do in WWE. As you know, I'm going to cite 2 examples, Zack Ryder and Rusev Day. They got themselves over, and what happened? WWE never capitalized on that. Well, they kind of did to Zack Ryder, but then they buried Zack Ryder.
Yeah,
so
of course.
And I feel like with LA Knight, they're not exactly like trying to bury him, but they're trying not to, like, how can I say this? They're trying to hold him back so that his popularity like dies down. You get me?
Yeah, because if they don't book LA Knight, the fans are gonna know that WWE is just holding off on him, and the fans are just gonna be like, "Oh, where is LA Knight?" They're gonna start complaining.
Supposedly he's in for a push after SummerSlam. We gotta wait and see.
I've heard.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I've heard news that Vince is not a fan of LA Knight because of how over he is. If you are not named Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Kurt Angle, WWE doesn't want to push new. Yeah, John Cena. WWE doesn't want to push any new stars because they don't want nobody overshadowing those guys.
Yeah. So I guess we gotta wait and see. But I'm not expecting much from LA Knight. I'm happy he won, but then again, the Battle Royal was pointless because there was nothing at stake.
Yeah,
it was literally just created for the partnership and for LA Knight, which I guess is a good thing for him, but still, there's nothing at stake here.
Yeah, it was just created on the spot. And I don't know why this was on the main card. This Battle Royal should have been on the pre-show.
But then people would complain, and but honestly, I do agree. This Battle Royal should have been on the pre-show.
Yeah, just by when you watch it, it felt like a match you would see on the pre-show.
But then again, people would complain, "Oh, LA Knight is not on the card." It's like he's on the card; he's just not on the main card, but he's still there. Thing. So I guess it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, so I guess LA Knight would get one Slim Jim, which I saw on WWE social media that he actually ate a Slim Jim. So I'm like, oh yeah, he won a one-time Slim Jim for himself.
All right, we got 3 more matches to talk about. Well, 2 after this one. So next we get Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler MMA rules. So first of all, with WWE merging with UFC, you would have thought this would have been a UFC match or a 5-pit match. But no, that didn't happen. It was MMA rules. I don't know how you felt, but this was arguably, in my opinion, the weakest match of the entire card.
What I thought of this, give me a S, give me a U, give me a C, give me a K, give me an E, give me a D. What does that spell? Sucked. This match sucked.
The crowd died for this match.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the crowd fizzled out for this.
Yeah. You could have taken this match out and put Becky and Trish on here.
Oh, yeah, I could have seen that, but they want to hold it for Payback.
Or like you said, you could have put the pre-show on the Battle Royal. That opens up another spot. You could have had Becky and Trish on there too. And then,
which from what I heard, that the card was supposed to have Becky and Trish and Rhea and Raquel, but they got taken off due to time.
Oh, I heard Raquel is injured, but yeah, I mean, due to time, like you said, this pay-per-view was already 4 hours. You add 2 more matches, we would have pushed this pay-per-view to almost...
It would have been like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. So, but what were your overall thoughts on this MMA rules match?
Sucked, boring. The crowd didn't really care for it. It was just absolutely draining.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a fail on WWE's part.
Yeah, I don't know. But there's a little bit of news. Fightful Select did report that Ronda Rousey pushed early on to put over Shayna Baszler. She has lobbied heavily to get Shayna involved with her creatively. So, with that being said, Shayna Baszler did win this match. She choked out Ronda Rousey. So I think Shayna needed to win this match.
Yeah, I think so too.
But the only reason she won was because Ronda Rousey was pushing for her to win. If not, Ronda probably would have won this.
Yeah. But from what I heard, this might be Ronda's last match in WWE. From what I heard.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard she's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense she would want to put Shayna Baszler over on her way out.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But this could have been so much more than what we got.
They should have did a fight pit match. A fight pit match would have been much better than an MMA rules match.
But they didn't.
It would have been more interesting.
Mm-hmm. So next we get the Intercontinental title match, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. I knew this was going to be a good match from the get-go, but I was not expecting Drew McIntyre to win. I think commentary said it. He's about, 30 days away from breaking Honky Tonk Man's record. There was no way he was going to lose.
Yeah, he already surpassed, I think, Randy Savage's reign as Intercontinental Champion.
Yep. I think he still needs to just pass Honky Tonk. He just needs to pass Honky Tonk Man, right? Or where is he at right now? 3 or 2nd?
I think he's at second. I'm not too sure on that.
Okay, I gotta check. Gotta check the list of Intercontinental Champions. But yeah, so he's almost there, and I didn't see any point of him losing this match.
No.
But like I said, this was a really great match. I really liked that powerbomb, followed by a featured shock DDT that Drew McIntyre did to Gunther.
Yeah, it was a very good spot there.
Or how about when Gunther dropped McIntyre on the ropes, and then he hit him with the splash?
I have to say McIntyre delivered like very loud chops to Gunther than Gunther himself because I always like when Gunther delivers those chops because of how the crowd reacts to that and how it echoes throughout the arena.
Did you see his chest at the end of the match?
Yeah, very beat red.
Mm-hmm.
I actually seen him wrestle. I actually seen Gunther wrestle when he was still known as Walter at a independent show,
Oh yeah,
and yeah, and he was very good. There I actually got to meet him also.
that's cool.
That was when he was still the NXT United Kingdom champion.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. So any last minute comments on Gunther versus Drew McIntyre?
I thought it was a good match. Of course, it's not going to be Gunther's best match. The match that he had I think was Sheamus at Clash at the Castle, and I thought that was very good of how the crowd reacted to that. And it's not going to be as near quality as that match was.
Yeah, exactly.
And Gunther is a very good Intercontinental champion. I hope that he breaks Honky Tonk Man's reign.
I think he is, and then the question becomes is who's gonna take that title off of him? Because
It
right
might
now he's
be,
not losing.
if I were to predict, maybe it could be Chad Gable.
Oh, I will like that. He certainly held his own against Gunther on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the better parts of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, even though the 5 minute match thing didn't make any sense.
Yeah, same.
And then we just had a regular match after that.
It's like what?
It was
That made
stupid
no
booking.
sense.
Stupid
That
booking.
doesn't surprise me. So next we had the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match: Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, who had 7 tattooed on his shoulder to represent the number of years that have passed since he last held the Universal title.
And I thought that was cool how they showcased that.
Yeah,
That he
same.
showcased
And
that.
Rollins wearing the exact same shirt that he wore when they had that match.
Throwback to SummerSlam 2016.
Mm-hmm. Now, this was a really good match. I was like, go ahead.
I gotta mention, he looked really goofy when he came out. He was wearing that jacket. He looked like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. I was like,
Yeah.
Did he go through Becky's pajama closet again?
I have to say, like, the whole back and forth in this match was like, oh my god, it had me gasping. Because I was like, I thought for sure it was over. Then it's like, oh my god, Rollins kicked out. Then I thought it was over. Like, Balor kicked out. Oh my god.
It was a very physical matchup between these two. They worked really well together.
They do. Match. And I'm really surprised by the outcome. I kind of thought Finn Balor was going to win this, especially with everything that they were doing, with the 7 years thing. I thought it was his, but Seth Rollins ended up winning after Damian Priest put his briefcase inside of the ring, allowing Rollins to hit the stomp on Finn Balor while he distracted the referee. I'm sure that was not intentional.
I thought Priest messed up there.
I think he did too. But Seth Rollins won. And now there's a story to be told between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Obviously, Finn Balor not going to be happy. But an interesting thing to note here, Damian Priest is Senor Money in the Bank. Dominic Mysterio is NXT North American Champion. Rhea Ripley is the Women's World Champion. What's Finn Balor?
Not a champion yet.
Exactly. So the question here is, do they kick Finn Balor out of Judgment Day? What I think the storyline going forward is going to be between Damian Priest and Finn Balor and see what happens with that.
I think maybe you could do like a loser leaves Judgment Day match.
Oh, okay. And who would lose? Finn Balor?
Finn Balor would lose, in my opinion. He leaves the Judgment Day. Then you bring in JD McDonough into the group.
Okay, I can see that because they were teasing that a new member.
Yeah, there was that Monday Night Raw where he was leaving the arena, and you saw Balor, just in the background, staring down at JD McDonough while he left the arena. And I thought from right there, that Balor was going to have JD McDonough be in Judgment Day right then and there, on a Monday Night Raw. But we have not seen Jada McDonough since.
Exactly. But honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually looking forward to hopefully seeing if this is addressed on Raw.
It has to be.
It'll probably be one of the better things that happens on Raw this upcoming week. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and stop the review right there because the following match is the women's triple threat match, which we talked about, and then the tribal combat match, which we already talked about. So, no sense in repeating ourselves. So, on a scale from 1 to a Sean Spears perfect 10 out of 10, what would you rate this pay-per-view?
Well, I would rate this, like, when this started, I'm like, okay, it's a 6 out of 10 because the first half was good. The crowd was energetic. And then as we got to the second hour into the night, the crowd kind of died down. The matches just became like very in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So it just went, in my opinion, it was just a mediocre show. It was just a very mid show. I would have to give it a 5 out of 10.
I actually like last year's SummerSlam a lot better. Oh, and one last point. Iyo Sky debuted last year at SummerSlam and this year at SummerSlam. She's women's champion. So good for her. Like you said, the show started off really strong and then it went, it started off like this, then it went like this, and then it went back down. I did like Logan Paul versus Ricochet, like Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. But the MMA match kind of dragged it down. Cody versus Lesnar was just your typical Lesnar match.
And still no explanation.
Yeah, the main event was pretty decent. But I could see where you're getting at, that it moved kind of slow. I guess I just wanted more. I can't be mad, though, because like nobody said that more members of the Ananoe family were going to come out. That was just us. I feel like in the Battle Royal, as much as I'm happy for LA Knight, winning, that Battle Royal was pointless, didn't mean anything. But hopefully it's the start of something for him. I'm gonna be generous, and I am going to give it a 7 out of 10. Just because I did like some of the matches. I am happy with some of the winners. I can't complain about the winners. But I could complain about the matches.
Me too.
All right, Michael, where can people find you?
All right, so you could subscribe to my YouTube channel here, Michael101591. I do wrestling reviews. I do Monday Night Raw reviews every Monday, AEW Dynamite every Wednesday, SmackDown AEW Rampage on Friday, maybe sometimes AEW Collision on Saturday. I do movie reviews, Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K updates, and also old school commercials from back in the day if you're very nostalgic and want to check that out, reminisce about your childhood through those, with toys and stuff.
No,
those. So come over to my channel, subscribe, and have some fun.
As for yours truly, my bad. I hit that too soon. I hit that to botch.
Botchamania.
Yeah. As for myself, I'm not gonna do a review of Collision because I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it yet too. I have it on my DVR.
Me too. I DVR'd it. So with that being said, I am not gonna. I'll see you guys Monday after Raw. Also, we are in Power Month, which we are celebrating 30 years of Power Rangers this month on August 28th. So if you haven't already done so, I did do a rankings video where I ranked all the Power Ranger things from Mighty Morphin 2 Dino Fury from my least favorite to my most favorite. And then this Tuesday, I do have an unboxing of the Black and Gold Dino Megazord coming out, so make sure you check that out. And with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching. For the continued support, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I'll see you guys Monday after Raw. Bye.
Bye.